This is still June 5th, 2023. Putting all that information out because I get tired of them harassing me and realizing, see, my unique is I called the FBI hotline. An agent called me back. He was out of line. He was rude. But then he did list me an informant with money and immunity and then threatened me again. He did have an officer talk to Dave. And my case started September 27th or 28th of 18. An officer showed up the next day. They spoke to Dave. That's where at Liberty House Share, they were in the back, the North Kent Jackson Police seen them, the Canton Police seen them, and CSE Bank. And they called them officers, and the Stark County Sheriff's mentioned the case, the Massillon Police, the Hartville Police, because he actually opened it. And like I said, he was so rude to me, I didn't believe it was real. So I Googled the office he was at, and I found him. When Dave was threatening Dixie in the baby's life. And he's got a list. I'm working on it. And then when I seen the guy, he's down the street. I called down there. She seen that guy. You tell those police up there to get a hold of it. We're busy. They were too busy and too arrogant to look into their own case. That's fraud. And then he retired right after that and just left the case up there. That's where my friend at the prosecutor's office said that's what he was afraid that happened. Something happened to the agent of my case. If he retired or something else happened to him, it just got left open and they put me in a cold case file. I fell through every legal crack there was. And that retired Judge Pete started telling everybody he was Will from the Canton FBI, and he wasn't. He's retired. See, this is where there was him and that stripper, and then the drug cartel that was here, and they were human trafficking people. They were in on it. That drug cartel and the main killer for them showed up before we moved to Vermont. It came from that stripper. See, there was even a judge in Florida, a retired judge in Florida, in March of 22, got arrested with over 100 men running a human trafficking scam. Ohio is fourth in the nation for human trafficking. Then let's see who was here: Texas, California, Florida, and then Ohio. The retired Judge Pete, easy money. And then where that agent was too arrogant and busy to look into everything, he's impersonating a federal officer. Then sold a login to the case, told him and his son, pretending they were FBI, telling the cops they weren't allowed to help me. If everything that could have went wrong, it did with my case. That's why I have my house manager, her niece, was taken by the same people that used to hurt me. They tried to grab my house manager, or my district manager, Karen. They took Lori and my other jobs, family member, and killed her. The girl at the ATM. There are so many people missing, and the marshals and the sheriffs are trying to grab as many people as they can and get these people back. That's where that guy I went out to eat with was 2.5 hours away. His police department used that case that agent opened with me, and they got the people connected into it. They got over 800 nationwide. I lived through a concentration camp set up by the drug cartel, that stripper, and that retired judge for easy money. He's retired. He's not the first retired judge that human trafficked people. It's easy money. And he ought to be ashamed. And my ex, and him helping out in this, he ought to be ashamed. And I'm trying to get them arrested for what they did to me, and they allowed to happen to these poor other people that have lost family members. And I keep running into more victims. And we all have the same story of the same people that hurt their family members. That's why people in Louisville don't say a word to them. The people they used to hurt her are taking people and selling them. Drug cartels are crazy. Strippers are crazy. And human traffickers are very crazy. And the scams they pull are outrageous so that they can take people and sell them. And they used my case and hacked into it and sold it like a reality show. It's horrible. I can go places and they'll be like, hey Karen this, hey Karen that. It's horrible. The horror that I lived through. That's why police and investigators, Karen's a victim of an occult that drugged her and tried to kill her before. A victim. And I survived a drug cartel and being human trafficked. And I'm trying to get some of the key players to be held accountable for their actions so no one else gets hurt and help for their victims.